Welcome to Rare Breed Brotherhood. What if someone could see beyond the mask you wear, beyond the words you speak, and straight into the heart of what drives you? That is what it feels like to encounter a Sigma male. They do not rely on surface appearances. They look deeper, noticing the small details others overlook. It is not magic. It is a kind of focus that comes from living with a sharp awareness of people and the hidden stories they carry. Think about the way most of us interact every day. We listen to words but often miss the pauses between them. We notice smiles but ignore the tension behind them. We hear confidence but fail to recognize when it is only borrowed from the approval of others. Sigma males pay attention to those cracks in the surface. They catch the subtle expressions that reveal envy, the nervous laughter that covers unease, and the kind gestures that are really about control. This ability is not about judgment, it is about clarity. Sigma males have trained themselves to separate truth from performance. And here is why it matters to you. When you learn to see through people in the same way, you protect yourself from manipulation, empty promises, and relationships built on pretense. So let this topic encourage you. The same sharp vision that Sigma males use to see through others can be developed by anyone willing to slow down, pay attention, and trust what is often left unsaid. That is where real understanding begins. Let's dive in deeper, brothers. Number 1. They catch the quick flashes of envy or fear that cross your face. Think about how many times you have been in a conversation where someone's words said one thing but their face told you something completely different. Maybe a friend congratulated you on getting a new job, but for a split second you saw that flicker of envy in their eyes before the smile returned. Most people brush moments like that aside, pretending it never happened. A Sigma male does not. He sees it, remembers it, and quietly stores it away because those tiny cracks often reveal the truth better than any long speech. It is not about being suspicious or paranoid. It is about understanding human nature at a level most people never reach. A Sigma male knows that emotions are fast and they slip out before the brain has time to cover them up. Envy, fear, insecurity, admiration. These feelings flash across the face in a second, and while others miss them, he pays attention. It is like watching a movie where everyone else only notices the big scenes. But he studies the background details that change the whole story. Picture this. Someone is telling you they are happy for your success, but their jaw tightens for half a second. Or someone claims they are not afraid, yet their eyes widen ever so slightly. Those are the moments Sigma males live for because they reveal the reality behind the words. And once they see it, they cannot unsee it. Here is where it becomes powerful. This skill is not about catching people in lies just to call them out. It is about knowing who truly supports you, who might secretly compete with you, and who carries fears they are unwilling to admit. That kind of awareness protects you from wasted trust and wasted time. So when you meet a Sigma male, understand this. He is not fooled by polished talk or well-rehearsed smiles. He sees the quick flashes that expose what is real, and he respects only what is real. And if you want to rise stronger in life, learn from that. Train your eyes, trust your instincts, and you will notice far more than most ever will. Number 2. They notice how your body tenses when you lie, even if your words sound smooth. Have you ever listened to someone speak and felt that something about their story just did not sit right? The words flowed easily, the tone sounded confident, yet something deep inside told you it was not the whole truth. That feeling often comes from what the body is saying, rather than the mouth. A Sigma male lives in that space of awareness. He listens with his eyes as much as his ears, because the body always leaks information that words try to hide. When someone lies, it is rarely the sentence that betrays them. It is the way their shoulders stiffen slightly, or how they grip the edge of a chair without realizing it. It is the subtle way their eyes blink faster, or how their breathing becomes shallow. These are things most people overlook in daily conversations because they're too focused on the story being told. But a Sigma male is wired to notice those changes, even if they last only a second. Imagine a co-worker claiming they finished a task they clearly forgot about. The words roll off their tongue smoothly, but their hands fidget with a pen and their neck stiffens. Or think of a partner saying they are fine, yet their lips press tightly together while their arms fold across their chest. Those little movements are louder than words to someone who pays attention. The power of this awareness is not about embarrassing people or playing detective for fun. It is about seeing beyond the mask so that trust can be placed in the right hands. A Sigma male knows that honesty is not just about what is spoken, it is about what the body cannot conceal. This is why he rarely gets fooled. And here is the lesson for anyone listening. Start paying attention to those small signals in your everyday interactions. Notice when the words do not match the posture, when the smile does not reach the eyes, when the calm voice does not match the restless hands. That is where truth hides. If you sharpen this skill, you will not only protect yourself from lies, you will also understand people at a level they never expected. Number 3. They know when you want power over people rather than respect with people. There is a sharp difference between wanting respect and wanting control, though on the surface they can look the same. Many people confuse the two, and that is why they get exposed so quickly around a Sigma male. He has the kind of perception that cuts through charm, authority, and status to see what is truly driving someone. Respect is earned by character and consistency, while power is demanded through pressure and fear. The moment you lean toward control instead of genuine connection, he notices it. Think of a boss who claims to be a leader but only feels strong when others are afraid of making mistakes. The Sigma male spots this because he can sense the insecurity hiding behind the tough exterior. Or picture a friend who pretends to give advice, but in reality their goal is to keep you dependent on them. Most people will nod along and not see the manipulation, but a Sigma male reads the motive like an open page. He knows when the intent is not about respect, but about dominance. This ability comes from his focus on patterns rather than isolated moments. Respect creates harmony, while power struggles always create tension. He notices how you treat people when you have an advantage over them, and how quickly your tone changes when you think no one important is watching. Those small shifts reveal whether you want mutual respect or control over others. Here is what makes it powerful. A Sigma male does not waste energy fighting for attention or trying to prove someone wrong. He simply withdraws his trust because he knows a person driven by power will eventually collapse under their own weight. What he values is authenticity, humility, and fairness, not control dressed up as leadership. The lesson is simple but deep. If you want lasting respect, focus on character and honesty. Respect invites loyalty, while the hunger for control only breeds resistance. A Sigma male sees the difference instantly, and so can you if you train yourself to look beyond appearances. Number 4. They track the pauses in your sentences and the weight in your silence. Most people think communication is all about words, but the truth often hides in the spaces between them. Sigma males have a rare way of noticing not just what you say, but also what you avoid saying. They pay attention to the pauses, the hesitation before a word leaves your mouth, and the silence that lingers after you finish. To them, silence is never empty. It carries weight, and that weight reveals more than polished sentences ever could. Imagine a friend asking how you're doing. You quickly reply, "I'm fine." But then there is a pause, a silence that stretches longer than it should. Most people will move on, but a Sigma male locks into that moment. He knows the pause is not accidental. It carries stress, sadness, or something you are holding back. He is not fooled by the word fine, because the silence exposes the real story. Think about job interviews. A candidate might answer a question smoothly, but when pressed about a weakness, they stall. That hesitation says more than the answer that eventually comes. Or, in a relationship, when someone promises they are happy but leaves a heavy silence afterward, the Sigma male senses the truth in that gap. Silence often screams louder than speech, and he listens to it. This is not about trying to trap people, it is about understanding human depth. Pauses often show fear, guilt, or uncertainty. They can also reveal care, thoughtfulness, or hidden admiration. A Sigma male knows that silence is a mirror reflecting what the heart is unwilling to voice. Here is the lesson for you. Instead of rushing to fill every quiet moment, start paying attention to them. Listen to how people pause before saying yes. Notice the weight in their silence after a big claim. That is where honesty lives. Sigma males remind us that true understanding is not only in what is spoken, but in what is withheld. Once you master this awareness, you will never hear conversations the same way again. Number 5. They see the child in you that still fights for recognition, even if you bury it. Every adult walks around carrying a version of their younger self. Some show it openly, while others bury it deep, but it never really disappears. A Sigma male has a way of spotting that hidden child, the one that still craves recognition, attention, or healing. You might cover it with confidence, achievements, or maturity, yet he can still see through the layers. Think about someone who constantly brags about their success. On the surface, it looks like pride. But if you pay closer attention, the bragging often comes from that inner child who never felt seen or valued. Or take the person who avoids conflict at all costs. It may look like they are simply peaceful, but the root might be a younger version of themselves who once felt unsafe speaking up. Sigma males notice these hidden traces because they understand that behavior is rarely random. It is usually connected to something old that still lingers. This does not mean they see people as weak. On the contrary, it gives them a sharper sense of empathy. They know that even the toughest faces often carry unspoken wounds. They can spot the hunger for recognition in a quick glance or in the way someone reacts too strongly to small things. Imagine a colleague who gets upset when their ideas are not praised, even if the project is going well. Most people would dismiss it as ego, but a Sigma male recognizes it as that child inside still fighting to be noticed. And because he sees it, he responds differently. He knows when someone is chasing validation rather than genuine growth. The lesson here is both challenging and liberating. You cannot truly hide the parts of yourself that still long for recognition. You can only face them and grow stronger through that honesty. Sigma males remind us that our adult masks are never as solid as we think. The child within us always speaks, and those who pay attention will hear it. Learning to notice this in yourself and others can transform the way you connect, because real strength comes from embracing truth, not burying it. Number 6. They know when kindness is genuine and when it is a cover for control. Kindness is one of the easiest masks people wear. On the surface, it looks warm, caring, even selfless, but not all kindness comes from a clean place. Some people use it as a tool to gain leverage, to keep others indebted, or to appear superior. Most people cannot tell the difference right away, but Sigma males can. They know when kindness is genuine, and when it is just another way of pulling strings. Think about a person who constantly reminds you of the favors they have done for you. They might have helped you, but the reminder is a signal that their kindness came with conditions. A Sigma male picks up on this immediately. Genuine kindness does not keep receipts. Then there is the friend who always offers advice, but phrases it in a way that keeps you dependent on them. On the surface it feels like care, but underneath it is a way of maintaining control. Contrast that with someone who helps quietly and never brings it up again, or the person who gives without expecting you to mirror the gesture. Sigma males see the difference because they study intent, not just actions. To them, genuine kindness feels light. Manipulative kindness feels heavy, like a chain disguised as a gift. This awareness protects them from being trapped in one-sided relationships. While others might fall for charm or generosity, a Sigma male waits to see whether the kindness fades when it is not praised or repaid. If it does, he knows it was never genuine. Here is the takeaway. If your kindness comes from a place of control, someone with sharp perception will always feel it. And if it comes from sincerity, you never need to announce it. Sigma males remind us that kindness has two faces, one that frees and one that binds. Learning to tell the difference can save you from manipulation and help you recognize the people who truly belong in your life. Number 7. They remember the small contradictions you think no one noticed. One of the sharpest skills Sigma males carry is their ability to notice contradictions that slip past everyone else. They are not distracted by the louder parts of a story. Instead, they remember the tiny details that don't match, even if they are buried in casual conversation. You might think no one noticed when your actions did not line up with your words, but he did, and he does not forget. Picture this. Someone claims they dislike gossip, yet a few minutes later they lean in to whisper about someone else's mistake. Most people would laugh it off and move on, but a Sigma male quietly files it away. Or consider a co-worker who insists they are not stressed, yet their nails are chewed down, and their desk is a mess. The contradiction is small, but it reveals a truth far deeper than the words spoken. This is why Sigma males often know who can be trusted and who cannot long before others figure it out. They are not being judgmental. They are simply connecting dots. If your story changes depending on the audience, or if your words repeatedly clash with your behavior, they notice. And once they see the inconsistency, it becomes difficult for them to take your words at face value again. It works in relationships too. Imagine someone saying they want honesty, but every time you open up, they become defensive. That contradiction exposes more than the request itself. It shows that what they truly want is control, not openness. Sigma males catch this instantly because they listen beyond the surface. The lesson here is not to fear being around someone like this. Instead, it is an invitation to become more consistent with yourself. When your words align with your actions, you build trust that cannot be shaken. Sigma males remind us that contradictions are not harmless slips. They are windows into what we are really hiding, and the more you notice them, the clearer people become. Number 8. They study your tone of voice more than the story you tell. Most people listen to words and take them at face value, but Sigma males listen differently. They tune into the tone of your voice, the rhythm, and the subtle changes in pitch that reveal what the words are trying to cover. To them, the story matters less than how it is delivered. The voice carries emotion that no script can fully hide. Think about the last time someone told you they were okay. The words sounded simple enough, but the tone was flat and unconvincing. You may have felt something was off, but you let it slide. A Sigma male would not. He would catch the heaviness in the tone, the hesitation before the word, and know that okay really meant anything but. Consider another example. A colleague might give a presentation, speaking confidently about a project, yet their tone trembles ever so slightly when questions are asked. The words sound strong, but the tone exposes insecurity. Or in relationships, a partner might say, "I trust you," with a sharp edge in their voice. The sentence is right, but the delivery tells another story. A Sigma male pays attention to that edge because tone often reveals the emotion the person does not want to admit. This skill makes Sigma males hard to deceive. They know that people rehearse stories, but few can control their tones consistently. Nervousness creeps in. Resentment slips through. Excitement bursts out even when someone tries to play it cool. Tone exposes what words try to bury. The lesson here is powerful. If you want your communication to be genuine, do not just focus on what you say. Pay attention to how you say it. Your voice can carry warmth, honesty, and conviction, but it can also betray fear, dishonesty, or doubt. Sigma males remind us that listening deeply is not about collecting words, but about hearing the music underneath them. And when you start listening that way, you will discover truths in people that others completely miss. Number 9, they see patterns in your choices and know what truly drives you. Have you ever noticed how some people seem to understand you even before you explain yourself? That is because they are not just paying attention to what you say in the moment, they are watching the patterns that repeat in your life. Sigma males are masters at this. They do not get distracted by one decision or one reaction. Instead, they connect the dots over time, and from those dots, they see what really drives you. For example, imagine a friend who always claims to be focused on saving money, but every time stress hits, they spend on things they do not need. A Sigma male does not judge the excuse given in that moment. He notices the repeated cycle. Stress leads to spending, and from that, he understands that the real driver is not financial discipline, but emotional comfort. The pattern tells the truth that the words try to hide. This ability shows up in relationships too. Someone might say they want stability, yet they keep choosing partners who create drama. A Sigma male sees that it is not stability they are drawn to, but the chaos that feeds their sense of importance. It is never the single choice that reveals the truth. It is the chain of choices linked together. This is what makes a Sigma male so difficult to deceive. He knows that words can be rehearsed, but patterns cannot be faked for long. You might hide behind one or two good actions, but eventually your habits expose you. He learns more about who you are by observing what you repeatedly do when no one is watching. The lesson here is powerful. If you want to know yourself, pay attention to your own patterns. Look at what you consistently choose in friendships, in work, in love, and ask what that reveals about your real motives. Sigma males remind us that the truth is not found in big speeches, but in the footprints we leave behind every day. And once you start seeing patterns the way they do, people's intentions become clear in ways they never expected. Number 10, they read your eyes like open books because your eyes never lie. There is a reason people say the eyes are the window to the soul. Words can be dressed up, Tone can be controlled and body language can be rehearsed, but the eyes almost always reveal what is real. Sigma males understand this better than most. They do not just look at your eyes, they read them. To them, your eyes are like open books, exposing emotions you might be trying hard to bury. Think about the last time someone said they were happy for you, but their smile never reached their eyes. You probably felt something was off, even if you could not explain why. A Sigma male notices it instantly. Or picture someone saying they are calm, yet their eyes dart around the room with restlessness. That small movement tells him the truth no words can cover. Even in everyday life, this skill shows its power. A child may insist they did not break something, but their wide, guilty eyes confess everything. A colleague may pretend to be confident in a meeting, but the flicker of doubt in their gaze betrays their nerves. The eyes carry honesty because they respond faster than the brain can edit. Sigma males know this, which is why they often seem to sense the truth before it is spoken. This ability does not just expose lies, it also uncovers sincerity. Eyes that light up when someone talks about what they love cannot be faked. Eyes that soften when they truly care about you cannot be hidden. Sigma males respect that kind of truth because it requires no explanation. The lesson here is simple. Pay attention to people's eyes because they reveal the story beneath the story. When words and eyes do not match, trust the eyes. Sigma males remind us that honesty often shows itself in silence. And if you learn to read it, you will understand people in ways they may not even understand themselves. Number 11. They can sense when your confidence is real or borrowed from the crowd. There is a kind of confidence that feels solid, unshakable, like it was built from years of struggle and growth. And then there is another kind, the type that only shows up when someone is surrounded by people who agree with them. Sigma males are experts at telling the difference. They can sense when your confidence is real or when it is borrowed from the crowd. Imagine being at a gathering where someone talks the loudest and laughs the hardest, but only when others are watching. Their energy seems strong, but the moment the group disperses, that confidence fades. A Sigma male notices this instantly. Real confidence does not depend on numbers. It follows you even when no one is there to validate it. Think about school or work where you see people who seem sure of themselves during group discussions. Yet when asked to stand alone on an idea, their tone changes, their words falter. That is borrowed confidence, and Sigma males can spot it like a spotlight in the dark. Real confidence, on the other hand, speaks with the same weight, whether the room is full or empty. This matters in relationships too. Someone may appear bold when surrounded by friends, but quiet down when it is just the two of you. A Sigma male does not mistake this for humility. He recognizes it as a sign that the confidence was never internal. It was external, borrowed from the approval of others. The reason Sigma males see this so clearly is because they value authenticity over appearances. They know confidence that comes from within is calm and steady, not loud or showy. It does not need backup singers to sound true. The lesson here is powerful. If you want your confidence to be real, build it from your own growth, not from applause. Sigma males remind us that borrowed strength fades the moment the crowd walks away, but real strength walks with you everywhere, and people who can sense that difference will always know where you truly stand. At number 12, they observe how you treat people who cannot benefit you. One of the clearest ways to see someone's true character is to watch how they treat people who have nothing to offer them. Sigma males understand this deeply. They are not impressed by how you behave around powerful figures or people you want something from. They are watching how you interact with the waiter, the cleaner, the stranger passing by. Those small moments tell them more about you than any polished introduction ever could. Picture this. You're at a restaurant with a group of friends. One person is all smiles and charm with the manager, but dismissive and rude to the server. Most people might overlook that contrast, but a Sigma male does not. To him, that behavior reveals the heart of a person more than how they behave with those who can open doors for them. Or think about the workplace. Someone may be polite and cooperative with the boss, yet constantly belittle the intern who is just learning. That contradiction is not hidden from a Sigma male. He sees the imbalance, and once he does, he knows he's dealing with someone who values power more than respect. What makes this awareness powerful is that it protects Sigma males from being fooled by surface-level charm. They know genuine kindness is consistent, not selective. It does not switch on when someone is useful and switch off when they are not. This lesson matters for all of us. If you want to know who someone really is, watch how they treat people who cannot advance their goals. The stranger who holds the door, the taxi driver they may never see again, the person serving them in a busy line. Those interactions reveal character with brutal honesty. Sigma males remind us that respect is not a performance for the important. It is a reflection of how you value human dignity, no matter the circumstance. And once you start paying attention the way they do, you will never see people's character the same way again. In conclusion, have you ever wondered what it feels like to be truly seen, not just for what you say or show, but for who you really are beneath it all? That is what happens when you cross paths with a Sigma male. They are not fooled by polished words or carefully built images. They see the fears you hide, the motives you protect, the contradictions you think no one notices. And here is the important part. This is not about exposing you or breaking you down. It's about reminding you of the strength that comes from living in truth. When someone can see through you, it forces you to face yourself with honesty. It shows you where you're still performing instead of living with conviction. The gift in this is freedom, because the moment you stop hiding behind masks, you no longer waste energy maintaining them. You get to use that energy to grow, to create, to live in a way that is solid and real. That is why Sigma males are both respected and misunderstood. They are mirrors, showing people the difference between who they are and who they pretend to be. So if you ever feel the weight of their gaze, take it as encouragement, not threat. It means you are being challenged to rise higher, to stand on ground that cannot be shaken by opinion or pressure. And when you do, you will discover something powerful. You will realize that the same clarity they use to see through others also exists within you. The question is, will you have the courage to use it? Thank you, watching brothers.